Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi, guys. Welcome to the 31st episode of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. All right, I have something new and exciting to tell you, so hang out to the end of this episode to hear it, okay? Now, we're in an election year in the United States. If you don't live here, then just trust me, it's a fun, really interesting time to be alive. I say that laughing because this year has been crazy already all over the world, and the thought of dealing with an election on top of it is just kind of surreal. But hey, we're here and we're going to be just fine, and life is going to be okay regardless of what happens. We have to believe that. Now, I know that these are pretty polarizing topics, and I also know that it isn't always easy to have conversations because people have different opinions. But I love that. I love in America we get to believe what we want, and we get to debate out loud if we want even. It started me thinking that we live in a time where we're just so bothered if someone has a different opinion on things. And the media isn't helping us in this area because they have 24-hour news and they're paid to keep us watching, which is why they love to keep us riled up or anxious by creating drama around something that someone said that they disagree with. It really has become pretty interesting because it's almost like having a different opinion with someone makes it kind of hard to have a conversation with them. I mean, why does it bother us so much that someone else disagrees or simply has a different opinion about something if you feel strongly about it? Often it's because, we feel that it'll affect us in some way. I mean, we generally don't have a problem if someone disagrees over food or a movie or choice of restaurant. But when it comes to religion or politics, caregiving, family, or other sensitive topics, it can get a little testy. If you're completely comfortable with who you are, though, and what you believe, then why would you have a problem with anyone else and what they believe? Wayne Dyer used to say, if someone says something you immediately disagree with, don't argue with them. Just say, that's interesting. I'll have to consider that. I'm working on that every day, by the way. Trust me. It isn't easy, right? I recently had a conversation with a good friend. I love her, but we both have pretty strong opinions, and we had a pretty strong conversation about a certain topic. She had sent me an article that made me feel as if she were kind of attacking what I believe. It turns out I was completely wrong. Fortunately, in most cases for me, I try to always talk things out and address them because otherwise things could fester. So once I talked to her, she explained that the article read from her perspective really just helped her understand how I felt. I had jumped to conclusions and was wrong, and I apologized for that. But had I not said anything, I may have been upset and she would have had no idea because she had good intentions when she sent it. So lesson learned, and I'm sharing it with you, always assume positive intent when people are engaging with you. It's hard to do, but it really actually makes for a good conversation. Another lesson learned is rather than trying to change each other's minds about strongly held positions, look for common ground. Most of the time, we can easily find something we agree on. Human nature is not very different from person to person. We all have the same 6 human needs. We just meet them in different ways. And again, I love that because it makes for such an interesting world. Can you imagine living in a world where we all felt the same way or liked the same things or thought the same things were great? We'd never grow at all. What about, though, when people have opinions about you? Does this affect you? Does it matter to you even? There are things that we know for sure. Everyone who knows you is going to have an opinion about you. Many that have no clue about you will have opinions about you anyway. Most will form an opinion within minutes of meeting you, and others will form their opinion based on others' experiences with you. That's just how it is. And we all have the right to an opinion, but we also have the right to accept or reject it or ignore it completely. This is the part where it affects you because you have that choice, and what you choose can play a big role in your happiness. I personally love the statement that what other people think of you is none of your business. You know why I love that so much? Because what other people think and feel has everything to do with their thoughts and their worldview and much less to do with you. Honestly, I think it's human nature to be aware of what other people think. But the real honest truth is, more than likely, they're probably not thinking much about you at all. Most of the time, we're so busy thinking about our own lives and what we're going through to be dwelling on someone else. So remember, in a year where we've had so much chaos and the media is fed by keeping us glued to the TV, that they want us anxious and they want us fearful. It actually makes them money. So I say, listen to the news as little as possible to keep informed and spend most of your time on the things you enjoy doing and with the people that you enjoy being around. Feed your mind with positive podcasts, uplifting books, great conversation, and gratefulness. Tony Robbins says, where focus goes, energy flows. So focus on becoming the best version of you that you can possibly be. Why not make it your mission to make the last half of 2020 incredible? I, for one, plan on doing just that. So here's the exciting news for the podcast. Wednesday's episodes are now going to be interviews I'm having with wildly successful people from all walks of life. I'm still going to be keeping them as short as possible because I have 10 questions that I'll be doing speed round style. This will give you inside information on what makes them super successful. And the questions will be on like their morning routines, their favorite book, podcasts, to how long they sleep at night. Success leaves clues, and we're about to get inside details from some of the most interesting, successful people from all over the world. My first guest is from the UK, and you're going to love him. Don't miss it. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.